town of Sevastopol on Monday, December 19th at 7 p.m. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Let's see if we have a quorum this evening. What do you think, Amy?
Supervisor Jeannie Bobo.
Here.
Supervisor Derek Daniel.
Here.
Chairman Dan Wolfle.
Here.
Supervisor Linda Wade.
Here.
Supervisor Mark Payne.
Here.
All right, we have a quorum. We can continue forward. Meet and greet. We have our usual suspects here this evening. Let's let them introduce themselves. Front row.
Craig Nellis, Sevastopol.
Carrie Nellis, Sevastopol.
That's good. That's good.
Mary Ellen Payne, Matthew Road.
There we go. All right, well, welcome. Thank you for coming. It's nice that somebody came out for our celebration and our Christmas meeting. Public participation, anything from anyone? Pardon me? Yeah, Lanny, Derek, anything? Nothing? Okay, good. Good to go. We're gonna get to see the Packer game at this point. Okay, agenda. I assume it was properly noticed?
The agenda has been properly noticed.
That is good news. We would need a motion then to adopt said agenda.
We'll make a motion to adopt agenda. Second.
Motion, we got the guys are back. Mark, motion by Mark, second by Derek. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, just in case there's someone. All right, in which case, motion carried. Thank you. Approval of minutes, Board of Supervisors meeting, November 28th.
I'll make a motion to approve the Board of Supervisors meeting minutes for November 28th, 2022.
All right, motion by Jeannie, second by?
Second.
Second by Mark, all right. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. We're on our way to pending business. No, none, but we'll go to new business. We have the contract renewal for our clerk treasurer, which is an annual document that we go through. She is well into her 3 weeks of vacation now. I think we determined this will be her 6th year. Is that right?
Yes.
6th year. Okay. Which is, she continues to do an outstanding job, and I would highly recommend to the board that we keep her.
Agreed.
Here, here.
Here. All right. In which case,
Otherwise Linda's gotta come back.
Yeah.
yes, otherwise
Yes.
Linda's gotta come back. Well, it might be a problem. So with that case, why don't we have a motion to do her contract renewal?
I will move to renew the contract, but I do have a couple comments.
All right, feel free. We'll get a motion in a second first.
Right.
I'll second that motion.
All right, motion by Linda, second by Jeannie, and we'll have a couple comments before we vote.
Okay, so we have the paragraph that says it would be 2,080 hours, so roughly 40 hours per week. 8 hours times 5 days times 52 weeks. But then on the top of page 3, or on the top of page 4,
Top of page 4.
so regular hours at the town hall are established as follows. Just a little reminder that we have to remember that Amy is a one-man show. So there are times when she must go to the government center, she must go to the post office, she must take training, and all of that requires time away from the office. So I know she's really good about posting the little clock on the door, but just a reminder that there are times when she must be out of the office, and you kind of have to understand that. It's always best to call first. Anyway, back to the top of page 4. So we have the number of hours, and then open to the public and provide sufficient notice of change from the normal 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. daily. Should we be saying like Monday to Friday?
Probably.
Weekday.
Only if-
Regular work
Or
week of
weekday.
Monday through
Weekdays.
Friday?
Normal work week is Monday through Friday, but I don't have an issue with that.
Well, yeah,
Sometimes it's not, though. It's
Daylight
Monday
dinner.
through Thursday, or Monday through Wednesday if they're doing, you know.
So would you suggest
12
we say normal work week? Or,
I don't, well, what does Amy think, Monday through Friday?
I can put Monday through Friday in there.
Cause, it says normal, so that's like a normal
Oh, that's
5-day
right.
week instead of, like you say, Monday through Thursday if you have a holiday or something. So at least the normal's there, so it covers us for a 4-day week.
Okay.
But I think it'd be a good idea to add that Monday through Friday or weekdays.
Well, and
Just-
the next, says occasional evening meetings and all that, so she adjusts sometimes her time, her hours, because she works sometimes in the evening, so, I mean, as long as people understand, as you said, Linda, that she can't be here every single minute from between 8 and 4:30 every single day. So, call ahead is the thing to do, so.
Well, perhaps in that first bullet point, 8 AM to 4:30 PM daily, comma, Monday dash Friday.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Do you want to be here that often, Amy?
I'm here at 7:30, but okay.
I checked.
I know you do.
I think that's fine. We can certainly add that. So we have a motion by Linda, second by Jeannie. Another point?
Well, I was gonna ask about the, her vacation rollover. Let's see,
What part is that?
It's on page, it's
attachment A.
attachment A, a third of the way down, the X vacation.
Yeah, the expected, yes, what about it?
Where's it, can be
Mhm,
carried,
there.
yeah, unused time may be carried forward to utilize vacation paid time off. Do we have to set how much, is it a good idea to have how much you can carry over? Or is that just open to, could it be 6 weeks this year, because you didn't use any last year? Is that something we have to look at, or not just you, but any of our clerks in
Is
the
it
future?
subject to approval? or-
'Cause normally, I mean, most businesses, don't they kind of let you only carry over
It all
so
depends if
many
you-
hours?
Government agencies seem to be more relaxed than most,
Yeah.
like railroads and others, and, especially like police department stuff, they carry over years.
Yeah.
Well, and especially if it's an election year where you can hardly take a vacation.
Right.
So I only got to take 1 week of vacation during an election year, carry those other 2 weeks forward. I certainly have no problem with it. She puts in way above the
Yeah.
regular 40 hours a week
That's right.
anyway, so.
Yeah, county employees can roll over every year. And then by the time they hit retirement, they'll have 6-7 months of
Yep.
unused PTO to
Paid time off,
use
yeah.
before they go into retirement.
So do you want to put something in there that says 2 weeks would be normal, anything beyond that would be a board exception?
I just
Is that
didn't know
what
if that, what's the norm?
How do you feel about that, Amy, since you're the person we're talking about?
I definitely don't misuse it, so I don't care what's put in there.
Well, and are other employers still using vacation as a term, or are they using paid time off? Or what is
Yeah,
the
PTO.
difference? Right, paid time off. Maybe that's something we can look at next year, instead of vacation, say paid time off or something.
Ooh, I like that.
Should we just leave it stand as it is?
Leave it
Yeah,
stand as is,
I'm
we'll
okay.
just add the Monday through Friday, and leave the rest stand and bring it back for next year?
Yep.
Because the treasurer next year will have a different opinion than the clerk does this year.
Very
Could be.
possible.
Okay. All right, so we have a motion on the floor. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Amy, it's your chance to oppose. Okay, motion carries, thank you. All right, good to go. We'll make that change, and everything will be on its way. You'll notice at the bottom under announcements, short-term rental hearing on January 10th at 6 PM. I think there might be one of you that is aware of what's transpired here. I won't belabor the point, but we have an issue with a short-term rental in the town on Glidden Drive that has created some difficulties all the way around for the residents and for us as a town. And basically, according to our ordinance, we have the ability to take these individuals and either fine them or pause, if you want to call it that, their permit, or rescind it completely. But the best course, or the only course of action that we have as a town, is to have a public hearing, at which time we would air all of the concerns that have been expressed regarding this property and also give the owners and residents an opportunity to basically state their position so that they're given due process for anything that we might decide to do. So that meeting is scheduled for January 10th at 6 p.m. We have been working with their attorneys, with them as individuals, and with our attorneys. And it's potential that this could be resolved prior to that, but I need to make sure you're in the loop. You have the date, and if there is a resolution, it'll be back on a future agenda. So that's probably the long and short of it, okay? Financial reports for the month. You should have our account balances, transactions from January, and you will also have our budget versus actual on the transaction list, excuse me, as part of your package. Amy, do you have a comment or two that you'd like to share?
I do. I'll give you the good news first. So our room tax revenue is currently 81,000 over budget, and that is through October. I reached out to the county to see the amount of snow removal that they have not invoiced yet with that information. We have roughly $3,500 left in the budget until the end of the year for snow removal, which we will use that up by the end of the week. And the tax bills were sent out earlier this month, and we have already been receiving payments.
So our budget for last year was 100,
100,000,
so we're $3,000 from going over.
3,500.
And that won't take us till through tomorrow, you're right. All right. Well, we'll see, hopefully we can all pray for a weak snow in January and keep our budget in line. All right, thank you much. Motion to put the financial reports on file, accepted.
I'll move to accept and place on file the treasurer's report for November 2022.
I'll second that.
All right, motion by Linda, second by Jeannie on the financial reports. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None. Motion carries, thank you. Has everybody had a chance to sign the vouchers, bills, and claims?
Yes.
All right, no questions, then a motion to approve those would be in order.
I'll make a motion to approve the vouchers, bills, and claims from November 29th, 2022 through December 19th, 2022.
All right, motion by Mark, second by
I'll second that.
Second by Jeannie to approve the vouchers, bills, and claims. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Oral committee commission reports minutes. We have the Communications Technology Committee from November 2nd. And we have the Park and Recreation meeting from September 20. Those are the 2 minutes. Does anyone have anything they would like to comment on with respect to their committee?
The tourism zone?
Would you like to talk about the tourism? zone?
Yes, please. So, as Amy mentioned, our collections for room tax have way exceeded our budget. Room tax collections for the zone just through September of 2022 are 9.1 million, compared to all of 2021, which was 7.25 million. So that's, 3 more months to go. Permits as of December, as of right now, 1,424 permits compared with 1,324 permits the previous year. So that's been pretty much the standard, 100 new permits per year. I noticed there was one new year-round permit for Sevastopol, so hopefully they have been in contact with you, Amy, and they have a permit from us.
Which one is it?
I'll let you know.
Okay, okay.
I asked the question on the report, there were 7 deactivated permits due to consolidation. And I've brought this, not just for Sevastopol. And I've brought this up, I think we've all had this concern that, again, it is property permits consolidated into one owner. And the reason they gave was that then they only have to file one report with the zone. So that's been a contention, I think, with us for a while, that each individual property should have its own permit, so we'll see if that gets resolved. Out of those 1,400 permits, 1,000 of them are listed with Airbnb or VRBO. That means that nearly $1 million in reservation and monitoring fees and whatever are going outside of the county as opposed to using a local rental agency. So I'll put in a plug for our local rental agencies. They should pursue that. Reach out to those STR owners and see if you could get them on board. You know, using a local agency obviously keeps the money here in Door County. The destination Door County will be sending invoices, perhaps Amy has received it already, for their prorated share of the zone administration, and then sending checks for reimbursement. So I don't know if she means for 2022, coming in January of 2023.
So for the reimbursement, they have to have their audit first, and I asked when they would be having their audit. They seem to think here sometime at the end of December, and then we're going to go back and revisit how we go about getting those expenses returned.
Yeah. She said it would be coming with a memo as to how those funds are supposed to be
I already
used.
got the email on it, so.
I did see that.
Yeah. And then I think I sent to some of you, or perhaps all of you, on the investment fund, the community investment fund that's being established through Destination Door County. They've already put $1 million in it, and organizations can make application for that. There's several meetings scheduled, so perhaps Amy, if I didn't copy all of you, perhaps Amy could send that. They're having public presentations to make you aware of how this is going to go about. So their meetings are in January, one in February. So that was
Is that it?
about it, yes.
I will add one thing to that, since you brought up the Door County Door County Foundation, which is the administrator of that $1 million. And we are, as you recall, we're working to try and get the Shower Park Road issue resolved. We're still in limbo, waiting for the DNR. That's a real shocker. But I have talked to Ken Pavich at the county, and we anticipate going over and trying to have some kind of conversation with the foundation about where we're at and what we're trying to get accomplished, to maybe get our foot in the door for some of that funding, if in fact DNR can see fit to close the loop with us. So just an FYI.
One more comment, please.
Yep.
I did attend the Board of Adjustment hearing for the Lavachek property that was here. Remember, they were doing a retaining wall,
right.
raising the elevation. They did amend their drawings to include, remember there was a concern between the neighbors that the water would be ponding or stormwater runoff. They added like a depression area now where that water could run to, and then also with some piping that it could go out and not pond there next to the neighbor. So that was good. Otherwise, it was unanimously approved, their variance.
Anyone else on oral committee reports?
The Communication Technology Committee did not meet, that we rescheduled the meeting from Friday to Wednesday, December 28th at 1 p.m.
Okay.
At which time we'll be talking about the ISPs and probably making choosing one to recommend.
All right. What was the date again?
December 28th at 1 p.m. Of course, we'll start off and then it'll go into closed session.
Okay, good enough. All right, need a motion to approve those commission reports, minutes, et cetera?
I'll move to accept the oral and written committee minutes and reports.
Second.
All right, motion by Linda, second by Derek. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Hearing none. All right, good. Licenses and permits, you have Door County inspections, as usual. And off we go to this month's correspondence. Would you have a copy of the short-term rental permits in there? You have a copy as well as the Sturgeon Bay Fire Department. And you have a copy of the permits. Some of these are retroactive. Some of them are actually, are filed retroactively. They've already done their stuff. Westwood Shores is in there. There's a permit rejection for Mr. Kraus that you've seen a couple of times as they continue to work their way through that. And there's one in there for Jim Mitchke. David Kraus is in there as well. As you can see, there's numerous pages of support from the DNR as to why the seawall has to be removed there. And you also have a copy of the Nature Conservancy, which each year gives us a $100 donation towards the tax bills that they don't get as a result of the property being taken off our rolls. So those are all of the things in our correspondence. I can't believe we're gonna break a record here. Announcements. This public hearing, which we talked about earlier, is scheduled for January 10th at 6 p.m. at our town hall. The Board of Supervisors meeting, next one, is January 16th at 7 p.m. The public hearing for broadband, this was a change, originally scheduled for January 9th, correct.
Yep.
Just as an FYI, if you're interested at all, there were so many questions going back and forth with the various vendors that we just couldn't close the loop in time in order for the committee to move forward on its recommendations and the rest of its groundwork. So we're picking January 23rd. We're hopeful that it happens then. There is the potential that it could move, but we'll keep you abreast of where we're at. It is very interesting, to say the least, some of the proposals that we have received. So.
Dan, is that here? Meeting here?
Yes, that'll be here at the town hall. So it'll be published well in advance. Anything in specific for the agenda for next month? If not, you leave it to my whims, so to speak. Okay. And then there's this portion of the meeting that Derek's not here tonight, right? Oh, he is, I'm sorry. Derek, I think we're to that portion of the meeting that you like most. A motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn? I'll
Motion
make
to
that
adjourn
motion.
by Derek. Second by?
Second.
Second by Mark. Any further discussion? Oh, I didn't think so. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, and Merry Christmas to those of you who are here and those of you who are watching us at home.
Thank you.
A record short meeting, but it was a light agenda. Thank you.